Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and this is a game called Broken Roads that I've had my eye on for quite some time now. What is it? It's a post-apocalyptic game set in Australia. And I don't think it actually features that many motor vehicles. Let's see how things go. So I've heard good things about this game. Mostly, I've heard a lot of people saying that it's very much like Disco Elysium, but with a combat system. Okay, now I haven't played Disco Elysium myself, but I've watched like 4 or 5 playthroughs, so I've got a pretty good idea what they mean by that. And by combat system, they don't mean the conversational combat system that is employed in Disco Elysium towards the end, but an actual combat system. I also seem to recall hearing that you don't experience the combat very early into the game, and by the time you do actually run up against it, you've got a few levels and develop your skills to the point where you can handle it. There's a nice little note at the bottom here, which says, Drop Bear Bites would like to acknowledge the Noongar, Wadawurrung, Lutruwita, Turbal, Boonwurrung, Durumbal, Wajuk, Kabi Kabi, and Jinibara people, the traditional custodians of the lands on which this game is made, and pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. There was also a little warning that flashed up before I started recording that said that members of certain Aboriginal tribes might see names of people they know or relatives in this game, because there'll be some Aborigines in the game and they needed common names and we're like, hey, we'll use these, or they'll probably even ask permission, So while I may have quite probably mispronounced some of those tribal names, I gave it my best shot, and it's all done with respect. Well, actually, respect, it's tricky, because there are some good, nice Aboriginal stories we could tell, but then also, with tribal stories, there's some tribes who say, hey, yeah, hell, tell the stories, share them, let them live so that our children will be able to find them in the future when they grow up and pass on to their children. And there's others who are like, no, you shouldn't tell this story, you don't belong to this tribe. Only people of this tribe should tell it. So kind of a tricky one on there, This game, as far as I know, it's a game story which belongs to the game tribe, so we can all tell it. And I think I'm going to dive right in, because I don't know much more than that. Oh, I do know that there is a certain point in the story where an event occurs that cannot be prevented, because much of the story beyond that point is based on that event playing out that way. And while it may seem like that at first, the player doesn't have much choice in letting it happen. So, let's go click on New Game.
They thought ending the world would end the war. That much was passed down. Everything else has been lost. When the bombs dropped, 80% of Australia's population was wiped out, just like that. Those who weren't immediately vaporised carried the radiation inland, poisoning all the pretty places they crawled to. The desert swallowed the rest. Despite it all, we survived. We rebuilt. We even formed strong enough allegiances to have wars of our own. But these wars were of disease, of hunger, of people who'd forgotten the sacrifices that have always been made beyond the steady glows of the cities that now choked with dust. Our great-grandparents made it. We will too. All it takes to thrive in this new world is guts, grit, and hard yakka. That's where you come in.
Now, there is a little more. I'm aware there's, 4 character backgrounds, they play out a certain way, and there is magic in the game. In addition to the weird science and odd technological stuff and broken down things. Although the magic is kind of rare and hard to find, you can develop sort of magical skills. Right, let's look at these. But yeah, you have to go looking for it and, put in the effort to learn it. I might or might not do that. Oh yeah, something else you'll have probably noticed by now is that I do not have an Australian accent. I have an English accent. Now, it's entirely possible I could try and do an Australian accent for the entire game, but it might come across as a little bit offensive. I would remember back in the day being forced with my family to be subjected to many hours of unwanted episodes of Neighbours and Home and Away, where characters would say such things as, "Hey, if I ever catch you in my backyard again, I will be annoyed." Or even, "I will be upset." And that was supposed to be a massive threat somehow. Threats they never carried through on. Also, any man who said his mind was made up would have it changed for him by a woman within the same scene, quite often even. Although occasionally the very next scene. It would be a matter of minutes. So yeah, I could attempt an Australian accent for the entire playthrough. Not sure I will. At times I think it'll come out. I might lapse back into my own native tongue. Especially for the non-direct speech. We'll see how it goes. Not sure I'll go for a whole playthrough, but hey, I'll have some fun with it. So, hired gun. You grew up with a gun in your hand. If you wanted to eat, you shot what your parents told you to shoot. Starvation is a powerful motivator. It was that simple. They hired you out when you were in your teens, telling clients that a hungry kid shoots better. After a few years, you worked up the courage to run away, and you crossed the outback to make a new life for yourself. You've even earned a bit of a reputation. That's why you weren't surprised when you were offered the possibility of a long-term gig with the Scouts at Bally Hall. It's a mad world out there, and instead of trying to make sense of it, you've carved your place in it. You'll be damned if anyone else thinks you just quit. Attribute bonuses. +1 to awareness and strength, starting skills, shooting mastery +10, and opportunist +5. Can I master these? Oh, I can! Pretty decent descriptions. So awareness, perception and insight. Affects range damage, accuracy, critical hit chance, dodge, and helps avoid ambushes. Strength, power and energy. Affects melee damage, health points, movement points, and intimidation checks. Shooting mastery makes every shot count. For you, not them. Bonus damage, accuracy, and critical hit chance while wielding a ranged weapon. And opportunist. Help yourself to a free swipe at enemies doing a runner. Chance to make an attack on enemies moving out of melee range. Opportunist starts with a dash -50% asterisk -50% asterisk penalty to accuracy, and every point you add gives asterisk +1% asterisk to accuracy. So 50 opportunist results in a 0% penalty advantage. Okay. Surveyor. Always remember the Australian accent is light Cockney but with your mouth shut to keep the flies out. The wide places call to you. They always have. You spent nights under the stars as a child, your parents teaching you about constellations for plants and animals. The first time you learned how to use a compass, you were hooked. You took off from home young to explore the trackless wastes. It was only a happy accident that you it was only a happy accident that you discovered you could make some serious coin by telling people what you found. You loved the thrill of discovering places that fell off the maps or finding the towns that have sprung up since the fall. It's almost as good as getting paid when you tell some new client what you found. The world is a treasure waiting to be found. You're just the map maker to reveal its secrets. Oh, you're just the map maker to reveal its secrets. Okay, so we got awareness +1. We've already seen that one. Intelligence +1. Wit and intellect. Affects action points, initiative, intimidation checks, and resistance to certain status conditions. Starting skills, we have vigilance +10. Keep your finger on the trigger and your eyes down your sights. Prepare an attack and fire on the first enemy who moves within range. Levels 1 to 100 increases accuracy of this ability by plus 0.2% per point. Each level above 100 increases accuracy of this ability by plus 0.5%, so after 100 it improves. So it's not a fall off, it's a sort of increased hyper specialization at that point. And punt +5. Take a chance at a challenge beyond your usual capabilities. In combat, spend punt points to increase accuracy of attacks. Out of combat, spend punt points to attempt to pass a skill check that is just out of reach. Higher ranks increase the amount and effectiveness of punt points. Each point spent in punt increases the character's critical hit chance by 0.2%. So punt is kind of like fate points of a sort. No, not classic fate points, new fate points for more modern kind people are used to. Barter crew. You spent your earliest years riding... You spent your earliest years riding the back of a barter crew's wagon cobber, travelling all across Western Australia from Boddington to Bonnie Rock. You've seen thousands of deals go down. You learned to haggle with the best of them when you were knee-high to a quokka, and by the time you were a teen, you decided that maybe it was time to make your own way. You got a head for numbers, an eye for trade, and a tongue keen for speech. Nothing makes you happier than driving a hard bargain. It's been a hell of a ride. You get your way, you'll hunt down every opportunity in Australia. So we've got Charisma +1, Charm and Appeal, affects the number of punt points and persuasion checks, and Resolve +1. Endurance and Toughness, affects health points, damage reduction, and resistance to certain status conditions. Starting skills include Leadership at 10, Set an example for those around you, and Biology at 5. You know what makes people tick, physically. Use restorative items from utility slots to heal and revive allies. And then finally we have Jackaroo, whatever that is. Looks like some kind of cowgirl. You were a lost pup. Your parents ditched you at a remote station when you were an infant. The manager brought you in. The station hands took you and you became a kind of mascot to them. You grew up with tools and can fix most simple machines. You learned how to read an animal, care for its injuries, and put it to work. They taught you to hunt, giving you the skills to survive just about anywhere. You were hunting in the bush when the raiders came. First sign you had was a pillar of smoke. By the time you got back, everyone you knew were dead. You've been on the go since, looking for a new place to settle down. You thought you might have found it in Brookton. Maybe you could see out your days there. We got Resolve +1 and Strength +1. We've seen both those starting skills. Tinker +10. Use swanky devices and understand what Cole is on about. And Biology +5. I think I'm going to go with Surveyor. Because I'm not always the greatest explorer. Like if I'm playing a Elder Scrolls game, I'll see caves and dungeons and things on the side, and I won't go in there because I don't have a reason to do so. I don't have a quest, a purpose to go explore these things. But I've got a feeling that in this game, exploring everywhere would be a good idea, and I should give it a bit of a try. And also, I've got a feeling there's going to be lots of travelling around in the Australian outback, especially given the, fall of society and how the city's going to be like empty shells. So we'll give this one a bit of a try. Okay, what we got? We got pictures. We got boys and girls. Dunno. Can we... We can't turn round. See, here his hair looks longer, but it looks like it's type... Oh, no, it's there. I see. Let's have a jacket. Like the jacket, though. That's a nice touch. Yeah. Okay, we need a name. Now, I've given this one some thought, and here's what I'm going to do. The two most famous fictional Australians we know are Mad Max and Crocodile Dundee. So, Max. Not going to call him Max, because that is dodgy, right? What is Max short for? It's going to be like Maximus or Maximilian, right? So, we can't have Maximilian, that seems a bit dumb, but we can have Maximilian. Right? Now Mac could also be Mick, and we haven't got to Crocodile Dundee yet, and his name is Mick Dundee, so let's just go Mick to have a Crocodile D reference. And then we got this Similian here, right? Don't quite work. Similian. So are we going Simlian or Simil, right? I'll go Simmons, right? Because it sounds a little like Similian. And I'm going to spell it with a Y to make it look a little more Australian. So we have Mick Simmons. Now, he's a fucking hero. Don't you see otherwise? Introduction to the Moral Compass. The Moral Compass shows a 360-degree view of possible dialogue options, attitudes you can hold, and decisions that you can make throughout your journey. It is divided into 4 parts: utilitarian, nihilist, Machiavellian, and humanist, with the golden arc representing your worldview, often overlapping different quadrants. Where a decision lies is not always clear-cut, and the borders matter. It's entirely possible to be a utilitarian focused on the greater good for all, which will suit options in that quadrant close to the humanist border. Likewise, you can be within the utilitarian quadrant but tending far more to focus on the interest of your own group, with decisions tending towards the Machiavellian border. Broken Roads doesn't reduce things to a simple right or wrong or good and evil, and this is reflected in how you can handle the scenarios you face on your journey. The golden arc in the centre represents your worldview. Each decision you make can affect your position on the compass, rotating the worldview slightly towards the decision you have made. At the centre of the compass are the brightly illuminated areas of moral tendencies, which allow your character to make lower-level moral decisions or expressions of ideas that would otherwise fall outside of their worldview. Note that the further the decision is from the centre of your worldview, the larger impact it will have on shifting it. Plus, the more decisions you make closer to the centre of your worldview, the more narrow-minded you will become, allowing you to make higher-level decisions nearer to the edge of the compass. Conversely, selecting a wide range of choices will make you broad-minded, often allowing more options, but making certain higher-level decisions and moral traits, perks unique to characters of a particular alignment that can affect dialogue or combat skills, unavailable. So you can have a very wide cone that lets you get the ones nearer the middle over a broader spread, or a narrower cone that reaches further out and lets you get some other choices. The 4 moral quadrants. Humanist. Each person's dignity matters most. I choose all meaning, and thus what matters. But what is inalienable is that every person has worth. For the humanist, each person's dignity matters most, simply through existing as a being experiencing the world. Now this is generally quite rare in post-apocalyptic settings, where most of the people don't have a very strong humanist bent, but are more Machiavellian, nihilist, or utilitarian, often just being very nihilistic. Utilitarian. Everyone's happiness combined matters most. The greatest good for the greatest number. I believe that everyone's happiness combined matters most, and thus can justify causing harm or suffering depending on the outcome. Sometimes you kind of have to. Machiavellian. My group matters most. The end justifies the means if it favours our pursuit and maintenance of power. As a Machiavellian, my group matters most, regardless of the cost to others. A nihilist. I matter most. Isn't nihilist burn it all down? Or don't prepare for a future because you won't be around for it. It's all those arseholes who refuse to do anything about climate change because they'll be dead by the time it actually matters. Yeah, but if you carry on like that, everyone will just be fucked. Actually, we kind of already are. Right, so given there's nothing outside of each individual human experience, nothing ultimately matters, and that doesn't bother me. Thus, for a nihilist, I matter most. Well, that's a bit very selfish, isn't it? The following quiz will present you with a series of moral questions. Your answers here and throughout the game will shape your character's morality and influence their actions and interactions. Okay, I'm answering in character, not out of character, and you have kindly placed the compass on utilitarian and humanist at the moment, which is fine. They're probably slightly nicer. Do I want to go slightly nicer? I don't know. By default, Broken Road shows the moral quadrant an answer fits into, as well as a preview of where your worldview would shift to if you chose that answer. Would you like to keep the default display showing the moral impact each answer will have on your character? This can be changed in the game options at any time. Aha! So you can hide it, which might make for an more interesting playthrough. A very chaotic and schizophrenic playthrough, possibly. So you'd still see the compass shift, you just wouldn't have previews of what a choice would do. I think we'll leave it on for now. Yeah, display the moral impact so far, right? And here we have it now displayed. Okay, yeah, maybe I should have hidden it for this quiz. Okay. You've been out in the waste for a few weeks, mapping out a possible new route to Cokeby Way Station, and your supplies are running low. You come across a half-overgrown track and find a badly injured merchant. She says she was attacked by a pack of wild dogs and begs you for some water. It's clear she's close to death, however, and no amount of water will save her. Yeah, we should still give the dying woman a little bit of water while she's living. And here we have... See, this is further out. These are nearer the middle. Humanist. End her suffering. You're not obliged to save her, but you can prevent her agony. Fucking hell. Nihilist. Ignore her and go through her cargo. She has no use for it anymore, and you would likely find something of value. So, total cunt. Utilitarian. Provide basic medical care to alleviate her suffering, then go after the animals as they pose a danger to everyone in the area. The animals that attacked her. Right. Machiavellian. Take what you want from her cargo, but try to find out where she came from. You may be able to use that to your advantage. I'd give her a little bit of medical care to ease her suffering before she dies. I wouldn't perform a mercy killing, but I wouldn't go looking after the dogs either. If she's clearly going to be like dead within half an hour or so, you know, it's like, yeah, stay with her and wait it out. If she really holds on and seems like she's really slow to go, then maybe I'd end her suffering. But I think I should be with her while she goes. I don't want to get into a whole assisted suicide thing. Not with this character anyway. I think I'll take a decent choice for now. You discovered a cache of pre-apocalypse supplies in an abandoned farmhouse. You can't carry it all back on your own, and so you enlist a few friends from town to help. When you return to the cache, you find a group of emaciated scavengers in the process of looting the place for themselves. Do you let them take the supplies? Well, they do need them. Couldn't we come to some kind of agreement where we let them take some and then we take the rest? If they're emaciated, they might not have the strength to carry very much away. They're scavengers, so they're not going to move in and protect their claim. Nihilist, no way! Threaten the scavengers, and if they don't hand over supplies, kill them! That's going to be like way around there. Okay. Machiavellian. Let them take the supplies, but secretly follow them back to their home. Once there, you can loot their other goods and kill them all. Fucking hell. Let them go. They're starving and clearly need the supplies more than you do. Plus, they had no way of knowing you found them first. That's actually very true. And fair. Utilitarian. Tell them you found the place first and offer to split the takings. Better to get less than you wanted than to spill blood or to get nothing at all. You know what, I did lean towards this first, so there we go. Oh, that's a far out option. A child in the village has started showing symptoms of the plague. The town chose to quarantine him and his family, but you caught him sneaking out of the house to play with other kids. What now? Oh, that's a disease. That's really bad. That's plague is highly contagious and can spread really easily. I could have it now. Let him go with a warning. If he's contagious, you're all infected now too. If he's not, no harm done. Interesting. So that spreads the sides back towards nihilism by taking the length out of it. Rally some neighbours and evict the entire family from town. Make an example of their carelessness. Send him back to his house under careful guard. The whole family will have to leave town if they continue to put everyone at risk. Return him to his house and explain to the family what will happen to the town if they are all infected. Make them see reason. This is focusing even more, and So I catch him sneaking out, so I'm like the only one there. I could try hold him in place and go, look, you got to stay here while I call the guard. No, I think I just take him back. There's no point making the situation worse by involving other people. If we can be discreet and be like, hey guys, look, I stopped the damage this time, but you need to seriously, sort your bloody kid out. A nearby townstead has a new chief, and he's starting to flex his muscles. He sends an envoy of a threat. Pay tribute or suffer his wrath. He clearly has the military strength to back it up. Do you pay? If we do, he'll demand we pay again. If we don't, he'll come make an example of us. What kind of position are we in here? And what kind of position do we want to be in the future? Nihilist. If he thinks he can take it, let him come. You're not scared of his threats. Machiavellian. Negotiate with the envoy and escort him back. Concealed, your top fighters follow. In town, publicly execute the envoy, displaying his head on a spike. Warn the others to surrender their chief or face the same fate. So in town... the chief's town, not our base. These Machiavellian options are all pretty extreme compared to the nihilist options, which are just more sort of apathetic, really. Humanist. Send scouts to see if he can enforce his demands. If he can, pay up. If he can't, send him a mocking reply and dare him to come and take it. That's not bad. Or... send an envoy in return and try to negotiate with the new chief. War hurts everyone, and maybe you can work out a way to be of mutual benefit. No, we want to know the situation. We want to know more, right? You've been captured by people who've clearly gone mad, finding yourself in a pen along with a Jew farmer you've met before, a mercenary stripped of his weapons, and a terrified young family. The captors assemble a massive pyre, indicating their intent for a twisted sacrifice. Noticing a guard's distraction, you're certain you can escape on your own, but every person you bring with you increases the chances you'll get caught. Right. Take advantage of the distraction to try and get everyone out, saving as many as you can. Slip away on your own. The others will simply have to fend for themselves. Convince the mercenary to come with you. The Jew farmer can likely find his own way out, but the family will be nothing but a liability. Get the family out first. The other captors should be able to handle themselves. I don't know about the Jew farmer. Right, the mercenary might want to, depends. Mercenaries didn't really show loyalty. They're more, mercenary. So, if he's a really violent guy and he's pissed off at these people for imprisoning him and taking away his weapons, he might, fight to cover our retreat. If he has to. Otherwise, or he could be more of the traditional mercenary, every man for himself variety, and take the nihilist approach and just leg it as soon as we get the chance. I think we try and get everyone out. There we are. Yeah. I can settle that to start and we'll see how it goes. I think also... so these are these sections, these crossover bits. In the middle. I'll continue with this and we'll see how things go. Attributes and skill trees. A lot of reading early on, but hey, let's have some fun with it. There are 6 attributes in Broken Roads. Strength, Agility, Resolve, Awareness, Intelligence, and Charisma. Attributes are the basis from which skills and other statistics are derived. Each skill tree's starting values are calculated from 2 attributes. Fortitude is Strength and Agility. Temperance is Resolve and Awareness. Wisdom is Intelligence and Charisma. Each origin story comes with unique bonuses. For Hired Gun, those are +1 Strength and Awareness for a minimum of 2 in each attribute, +10 to Shooting Mastery, and +5 to Opportunist. In the example to the right, with 8 Resolve and 13 in Awareness, all skills in the Temperance tree start off at 21. Shooting Mastery has a bonus of 10 from the Hired Gun's background. In combat, movement points are derived from Agility and Strength, while action points are determined by Agility and Intelligence. Keep that in mind when distributing attribute points. In other words, have a high agility. One of the unique skills in Broken Roads is the ability to have a punt. Take a bit of a gamble, take a chance. Essentially taking a risk on something uncertain. Your player character has a pool of punt points. PP. He's full of PP. They can draw on... Your character has a pool of punt points they can draw on if they need to attempt a skill check that they fall just short of, or if they want to increase the accuracy of a particular attack in combat. Punt is derived from Charisma, plus any additional points added to the punt skill. Each additional skill point doesn't directly equal 1 additional punt point, however. Skills attain different effects whenever a threshold is reached. In this example, the character has a rank 2 punt skill. Increasing their punt from 30 to 50 would place them at rank 3, and so on. So, we're not going to auto-assign. Absolutely not. Okay. That's not a lot of skills. So, range damage with what? Oh, has he got a weapon on his back or something? Initiative, movement points, action points. Okay. And health points. So, let's put a point in Resolve. Endurance and toughness, sure. Wait. Okay, that did give us a bit of health. Point in intelligence. Charisma. You know what we're going to do? Bit in agility. A little bit more in agility. Bit in strength. Better be a tough old cobber if you're going to get out in the outback. Bit of awareness. Never hurt anyone. Last point in agility, I think. Sure, we can go with that. I don't know if we'll ever get more points of these and if it's only going to be skill points from here on out. So, melee mastery. Beat the heck out of someone with melee weapons. The skill grants bonus damage, accuracy, critical hit chance, and initiative while wielding a melee weapon. Characters can equip melee weapons and perform melee attacks. Increases accuracy of melee attacks by plus 0.5% per point. Barbican. What, as in like a beacon tower? A keep? A stronghold? Shrug off damage like a brick shithouse. Assume a defensive stance, gaining immunity to being flanked until this character's next turn. Active ability. Assume a defensive stance, reducing incoming damage by plus 0.5% per point of Barbican. Ends character's turn. Unspent action points, reduces incoming damage by plus 2% per point remaining. So, unspent action points, big thing. Let's put a point in there. Opportunist is attacks of opportunity. Sure, we'll put a point in there. Up that close combat skill a bit as well. Throwing, chuck stuff further. Throw eligible item from a utility slot. Throwing distance increases by plus 0.2% per point, and then we can get these little perks at a certain point as well. Shooting mastery. There probably will be some shooting, so sure, put a point in there. Make every shot count for you. Yeah, so these are the descriptions we've seen before for some of these. Right. Deadeye. Take the time to line up your shot. Make an attack with a bonus to accuracy. Every point in Deadeye increases the accuracy of the skill by plus 0.5%. Okay, so this is an active skill we use in combat, or it just affects shooting mastery passively? Looks like active. Vigilance. Oh, this is quite high. Sure, let's get our first... Okay. While equipped with a ranged weapon, his attack character spends 3 action points. Is it... Wait. Remaining 100, 110. Okay. Plus their remaining action points to prepare an automatic attack on the first enemy who moves within a chosen 110 degree arc. That's widened from 100. The attack is made with a plus 10% bonus to critical hit chance. Each unspent action point grants a plus 2% accuracy bonus. Ends character's turn. So it's Overwatch. Got it. Drunken Master. You can handle your liquid courage and use it in a scrap. Gain a number of bonuses from consuming alcohol. What, during the fight or beforehand? While tipsy, drunk or shit-faced, increase the damage of this character's attacks dealt by plus 0.2% per point, and then of course these will all... Oh, drinking beer requires one less action point. Does not receive any of the negative effects of being drunk. Okay, I can see where that's going. Biology is like use healing items. Okay, let's pump that up a bit. Probably 2 points to be honest. Leadership. We might need to... So this is a passive, right? Presumably. Punt, we know what that skill does. How many punt points do we currently have? 6 by the look of it. So, okay, that's a lot of punt points. Let's push that to a 21. Then Tinker. Fiddle with stuff, got it. So if we go 3 points here, Another point into punt. We can up it to like 25 soon. A couple of points in leadership. Another one in biology. Let's go 1 here. 2. Might as well put a point in there. We'll need it at some point. We might be the only character who can throw things. We might be the only character who can open the inventory. I do know we get party members in this game. And with 8 points left, I think I'll put 1 here, 2 here, another one there, 1 there. I kind of want to push that to a 23, but I'm not so sure. Let's go 19. You know what? If we're going to shoot stuff, we might as well be good at it. Okay, here we go. I think all the characters on this load screen are companion characters that we can meet during the game who can join us on our adventures.
You made it. Good. My name's Jake Anderson, and this is Bally Hall.
The sandy-haired man's face is sun-beaten and craggy, a testament to a life lived in the bush. I'm gonna say continue.
Truth to tell, wasn't sure you'd make it. Between the wildlife and the attacks we'd seen, thought you might have met with some misadventure. Alderside's dropped off the radio waves. Could be nothing, it could be something. Either way, Surveyors Guild wants you to take a look. Me and Jonesy will tag along to help out, in case it's the something. Then we'll head to Kokeby to escort our mate Mick back to Brookton. Sounds simple, but Mick's the mayor of the bloody town, so let's all just get him home in one piece, yeah? It's an easy job, not expecting much trouble, but better safe than sorry, yeah? Let me introduce you around. Ella's over here, she's my second. My cousin too, her and her sister Matt, who's keeping watch from the crow's nest. Don't get on their bad sides.
Got it. He didn't wait for an answer, and he did pause.
New blood, eh, Jake?
The rangy woman's face is careworn and sunbeaten. She looks you up and down and raises an eyebrow.
New surveyor, remember how I told you the guild's updating its maps for the area and hired us for protection? This is it. Figured we'd make Alderside the first stop, since we haven't heard from him in a while. Jonesy and I are going to make sure everyone's cozy and safe. While we prep for the trip, why don't you show the newcomer around?
Pleasure to meet you. She seems surprised. Is it? We'll see how you feel when you spend some time with us. I'm sure your sparkling personality will shine through and you'll win a place in his heart in no time, Ella. It's me, noted heartbreaker and charmer. She's so deadpan she almost seems serious. You fancy seeing the place? Meet the colourful locals? I've got a few questions first. See if I can Columbo this. She sighs and crosses her arms. All right, let's have 'em. Seems I shouldn't be asking too many questions. What's the biggest danger on the road? We are. That's why your boss paid us to take Jake and Jonesy escort you to Alderside. She considers you for a moment and continues. Look, it's been pretty quiet the last while, but we did have some overeager mongrels try to take down the Brookton Fat Barter crew. Only one of them survived and he's now looked up in town. And that was just mad on her own. Don't worry about it. Alright. Well, I'm ready to go meet the others. Is that the pack of wild dogs that had eaten the merchant in the intro quiz? Or even a reference to it? Could be.
Let's go.
Player and camera movement. To move your character around the map, left click on an area. White circles will appear on the ground to show what your character and party members are walking towards. Left click is also used to speak to other characters and interact with certain objects in the world. To indicate this, your mouse icon will change depending on what you're hovering over. To pan your camera, you can either push your mouse against the edge of the screen, use the W, A, S and D keys, or hold down the middle mouse button and drag in any direction. I'll probably go for edge panning. At the bottom left of your screen are 6 icons. From left to right they are Party Inventory, Character Sheet, Moral Compass, Journal, Map and Menu. Click on each icon for further information. You can also access the Learn menu via the journal to read more about the features of broken roads. So, woo, that is a very sensitive edge panning. I was trying for the button. The party inventory shows your party's equipped items, money and goods you collected along your journey. This serves as a shared stash of items, but is not accessible within combat, so be sure to equip your characters with weapons and utility items before battle. To equip and unequip items, move them into their correct slots. For example, you could just left click and drop a hunt and drag and drop a hunting knife from your inventory over the pistol to replace it. If you wish to split a stack of an item, right click and drag to move only one item of that type. Okay, we got a revolver and a hunting knife. That's not a knife. And that has got to be one of the biggest misquotes in cinema history. The actual line is, "You call that a knife? This is a knife." But everyone thinks that's not a knife. Right up there with, "Luke, I am your father." Whereas he actually says, "No, I am your father." So we got a grenade as well. Fragmentation grenade, okay. We got a beef pie. Slow cooked, mouth-watering, succulent beef wrapped in mind-altering pastry. Restores 12 hit points and grants +2 initiative. We got a small water bottle. Okay, nice. Yep, useful if you're on fire. Got it. Another grenade. Small first aid kit. Drop bear beer. A small 375ml sip of heaven that also increases initiative in combat. Somehow. And bandages. I was like, that looked almost like a camera. A very weirdly proportioned camera with a thing underneath it like a towel. Okay, and she's got bandages, a grenade, a hunting knife, and a SR-98, which is probably some kind of gun by the look of it. Standard Australian Army SR-98 sniper rifle, incredibly effective at range, so she's probably better at shooting from a distance. Now, if I want to go look at the character sheet, which I can do from the inventory I see, yes, we can switch between characters. The character sheet tabs give you a detailed information on your character and party members' skills and attributes, and current experience level. This is where you'll assign your skill and attribute points when you level up. So we will get attribute points. And she is all about the agility and awareness and intelligence by the look of it. We can't rotate here either, it's cool. And these 3 buttons seem to do nothing. Currently. So she does have less health. Yeah, so she's... Okay, more movement and action points. She is suited to shooting from a distance. We got vigilance at 25, shooting mastery also there. Moral compass, we can get a great big look at it. The moral compass keeps track of your current worldview, active moral traits and philosophical leaning. It also logs your moral history, a short entry summarising each moral choice you made and which philosophical leaning it was assigned to. As your worldview shifts around the moral compass, so will your active moral traits. These traits can influence how you explore the world and take on combat. So, don't die on me now. You believe the strong should help the weak. If an adjacent ally with fewer health points is targeted by an attack, this character swaps positions of them, taking damage in their place. Fuck yeah. But say, really good if I've utilised that defensive combat skill as well. The same happens if this character is in the line of fire of a ranged attack that would damage an ally with fewer health points. Plan and execution. This character begins combat with -5 initiative. Oh no, he gets analysis paralysis. At the start of every round, they gain a stacking +5 bonus to initiative that lasts the rest of the combat. So start slow, speeds up. So plans it out, then does it. I love it when a plan comes together around turn 2 or 3 of a fight. And dignity for all. You care a lot. As a result, some risky shots and area of effect attacks are not possible if you might harm your companions. You do gain bonuses when supporting allies, so we'll see increased benefits from skills such as Barbican and Biology. Alright, we've got Journal. Your trusty journal records any current active main quests and side quests, updates, objectives, and keeps track of completed quests along your journey. Okay. So. Meet Cole, Mad, Dreamer, and Jonesy. Just arrived and met the locals. Apparently I need to meet a few more. We got our map here. The map shows an elevated view of your current location, with unexplored areas hidden beneath fog of war. It displayed landmarks you've come across while in the area, and helps you plan where to go next. Okay. And game menu. Okay. Show available moral choices. Show unavailable moral choices. Got it. Moral compass movement preview, so I can turn that off if I want to. Yeah. Maybe that would make for a more fun playthrough. But then would I be trying to play a particular alignment and seeing how close I could stick to it? With a bit of guesswork? Or would I be just exploring options and seeing where they lead? Sorry. Oh god man, it's like gone 2 in the morning. Hide skill check numbers. I might turn that on. But then I wouldn't know when to punt. Show active quest HUD. Okay, fine. Use Noongar calendar. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Okay, so it could be a good idea in that I could just enjoy using a different calendar, right? And be like, this is how this works in this game world. It could completely confuse me and just make me get frustrated and go, why am I doing this? So I don't know. Always successfully flee. Not a sec. Large font, no, good. Toggle object labels again, I'm fine. Video, yeah, look, it's the computer screen, it's the size it is, okay. Leave all these as they are. Might need to turn down music a little bit. I'll see how the recording comes out. Camera pan speed, might need to slow that down. Not going to remember all those buttons at the moment. Right. Let's zoom out a little.
Get a chance to talk to everyone yet? No? Best get on it then.
Alright, I'm working on it. Just thought you might be part of everyone. Okay, so short walk, long jog. Very short walk. Can we drag walk? We cannot drag walk. Okay. Got ourselves a fireplace. The coals are still glowing faintly over a mound wrapped in aluminium. Oi. Aluminium foil. Damper for supper, looks like. I presume he doesn't mean more damp, but that's some kind of slang. There's a lot of Australian slang in this game, okay. Nice for scouts to have a place where you can go to let one rip. Just make sure you're unaccompanied. What, just do a fart? It looks like a grave. And there's a toilet. Entering a compost war era. That's a pun that only works with an American accent where they say compost instead of compost. So it's a post-war era, you know, it's compost, you know. Let's say, should that be area? No, era. But again, probably area, right. There seems to be a big hole in the fence here. No. Okay. Are you the tinker? You're not a tailor, soldier, or spy. Ella raises her hand to the young woman as you approach her. Dreamer, Jake asked me to show this surveyor around. A surveyor? She steps back and looks you up and down. Yep, it's a surveyor all right. Not what I'd call round though. She smiles broadly at her joke and sticks her hand out. I'm Mishti. They call me Dreamer. What do you do here? Comic relief? Pleasure to meet you. Look young to be here, don't you? Old enough to shoot, old enough to drink, old enough to get married if that's the life I wanted. Sounds like you didn't.
Dreamer, the farmer's wife, the merchant's trophy, station manager's bedwarmer. Sounds glamorous.
She waves off the comment like shooing a fly. But instead I chose to be out here in the bush with these derros. Beats choking on city air. City air's got to be pretty polluted these days. She growls. Derros? I'll show you derros, you cheeky bludger. So bludgers like... I should test, but I imagine this to do with like bludgeon, like, you know, punching in the face or smacking someone with a club. Lazy person. Lazy? What's lazy got to do with hitting sort of astronaut? It's clear she's got a soft spot for Dreamer. Okay, well, pleased to meet you. She feigns shock. Oh my, I haven't seen manners like that since I left Meriden. You're a beacon of civilization. She beams. Mate, it's a pleasure to meet you. Working with these derros all day can be rough. What's going on for music there? Derros again! Dreamer, you're starting to hurt my feelings. Anyway, my job here, such as it is, consists of two main gigs. What I do best is convince people to save their bullets. I defuse fights, make sure people get along, keep their blood inside their skins. The other job? Cleaning up this mess. Anything I can help you with? The way you describe your job makes you sound like you're a negotiator. What does cleaning up this mess entail? The whole place looks pretty messy. How'd you wind up here? No, that's all fascinating. I was just showing you around, so I'm just gonna fuck off it. I don't think I should... Should I volunteer to help straight away? It's a small outpost. There's like 5 or 6 people here, right? Maybe 7. Because we've got to meet 4. Then there's Ella, her cousin or brother or whatever he was, her sister up on the thing is one of the ones we meet, so 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 including us. So yeah, sure, mate. Anything I can help with? That's really kind of you to ask. As a matter of fact, I could use a hand with a couple of things. Ella's going to be like, oh no, you did not just rope me into this. And Jake wanted you to get some time in the firing range. Make sure you're as good as you say you are, you know? Oh, trust me, I'm exactly as good as I said I am. Completely fucking useless, probably. She gives you a quick smile. Last fella was a bit of a legend in his own lunchbox. Now he's dead, so a bit of, as opposed to a lynch. Yeah, pretty much what I thought. Now he's dead, she shrugs. Better to know up front if someone's aim is a bit shit. Corpses aren't so great at self-improvement. She turns around to survey the encampment. Let's see. Jake wants you to get your gun hand warmed up. Then I need some scrub cleared out of the paddock and a tub filled with water. Easy peasy. I'm not going to pretend I've finished everything, because she's only just told me. I haven't even walked away. It's fucking obvious. Right, I see. Well, if that's all... Huh. Yeah, well, I'd better get on with it then. So... tub filled with water might be the hardest. Where do I get the water? Great. I've got a question for you then. Of course. Where do I get the water? Not a question I can ask, apparently. What's going on round here? Anything in the bush I should know about? She shrugs. Get the old bush ranger here and there. Disputes between farmers. Some strange buggers wandering in from the wild. The drought's really making people desperate. Nothing we can't handle. You'll be fine. Alright, well that's all for now then. Off I go. You can press and hold tab to highlight items, points of interest and show NPC names. So I can press tab. More importantly, stranger. Oh, this looks like the shooting range. That is a dog that I hope is friendly. Okay. That's probably where I get the water, that big water barrel. Yeah, I might as well have a look over here while I'm here. Hello? I wanted to look at it. Oh well. Okay, Bally Hall supplies. Is there a bucket here? Mushrooms, a hunting knife and some scrap. Nah, look, it's their stuff. I'm not going to nick it. Why does the traffic cone not have a black base? Must be an Australian thing. The state may be gone, but the country remains. Allegedly. Look, I didn't tell you I was any good at this, so...
Name's Jonesy, mate. Who are you?
The tanned, hooded man is busy cleaning a gun as you approach. He looks you up and down quickly, professionally, and back to his weapon.
That trip you and Jake are taking to Alderside. Seems he's coming with you. Surveyors Guild wants to check the place out too.
So it's a milk run then. So he doesn't mean a run to get milk, he means looking after a baby who can't drink anything else. Maybe, but you're being paid for it. Sure, it keeps me fed, but I was hoping for something more exciting. A little action to get the blood pumping. He clasps your shoulder. Whatever the day brings, you got Jake and me with you, mate. We'll keep you safe. Well, that's good, because I probably won't do a very good job of it. I'll just, stand in the way and take shots for you. Hate to ruin this heady discussion, but I'm supposed to keep squiring our friend here around. You and Jake headed back to Brookton after Alderside, yeah? Yeah. Gonna swing by and see me old man. Got to update him on the kill count. Building a fearsome reputation, huh? Nice. Kill count, is that really necessary? Kill count? Sure, if that's your thing. Gotta break a few eggs to make that new world count. Well, if that's what you're into. Do I even have to comment on that at all? I suppose this is showing an opinion.
It's not just the killing, mind you. Though just between you and me, fuck the raiders, rustlers and other arseholes shitting up the place. Let them piss in their boots when they hear my name.
You went with your American spelling of arseholes? Okay, fine.
Don't let him fool you. Under that bloodthirsty exterior lurks, well, heart of a killer. But under that, not a bad guy. Not if he's on your side. Well, unless you're a farmer. Then you should lock up your wife and daughters, livestock too.
He sexually molests the animals on the farms? Bloody hell, lucky he's focused on killing.
Ah, you know me so well, Ellie. Except the livestock thing. No one can prove that.
Right. He turns to you and points his thumb over his shoulder at her. Watch out for her, she's secretly not always mean. Pfft, oh shit, if I made her mean. Anyway, like I said, we gotta keep moving. You have anything more to talk to Jonesy about? Well, Mishti said you wanted to talk to me about target practice, unfortunately. Oh, for sure. Let's get on it and you can show us what you got. Oh, you're really backing up so you don't get shot by accident. Get stuck into it. Oh dear. Okay. Disaster number 1, please. Because those target dummies are going to take so many turns. Optimal range. Different weapons are more effective depending on the distance from the target. Pistols and shotguns work well up close. Rifles from a medium distance and sniper rifles better from a little further away. Experiment with different weapons at varying distances to work out the optimal range. Your shooting mastery and deadeye skills will also affect damage and accuracy as you improve them. Okay, well I want to shoot this bugger. 28%, bloody hell. Okay, so I want to go to here then. That's better. Let's pop to here and pretend I'm an idiot. Where's an end turn? There's an end turn, okay. Yeah, because they were so deadly. I'll reload. End my turn. Oh joy. If I pop round to here, get ready to blast this one. Okay, that's still 58. That's, oh man, that's terrible. Oh. Outflanked by the dummy? That's got to be bad. Right, let's reload. And go bang. Nice. That one seems to have no life points left. Okay. Let's hold. Okay, that was a disaster. Let's run across to here and pretend to hide. Reload and shoot. And it's going to be like, mate, you wasted so many bullets. Not bad, mate. Good to have you on board. Hey, Ella, you might not be the resident sharpshooter much longer. He's taking the fucking piss. I've missed so like 2 or 3 shots there. She says nothing but gives Jonesy the most tardy as shit stare you've ever seen. She's such a charmer. Not really, but okay. Well, I've met 2 of them, okay. Let's go find coal. And also find where I'm going to get water. From a horse trough, maybe? Well, I need a bucket, right? There's only a small amount of grimy water left in the tub. Those camels are going to need something to drink, and soon. I fill the tub with fresh water. Where am I going to get the fresh water from? I just go away and get it and come back? You quickly fill the tub, providing clean drinking water for those noble beasts. You're already a real hero. Wow, even the game's being sarcastic now. Hey, camels. Do you make a noise? You do make a sound. And there's a dog. Well, leave that drogging dingo to it. Am I supposed to... Ah, hello. I should have probably met you earlier. Ella calls out as you near a young man elbow deep in a pile of electronics. Oi, Carl! The gangly young man... Oh. Sorry, I forgot sometimes they speak. The gangly young man hurriedly wipes his hands on his coverall when he sees you. His carrot orange hair flops over his eyes and he gives you a broad grin.
Surveyor, the guild's asked us to see why no one can raise Alderside on the radio. Jake and Jonesy are going to be an escort for this one while we head on to Kokobee.
She looks at you and says, what I mean is they're going to be muscle in case you need it. That's bloody fantastic. I was just about done with the repeater array here and should be powering up with the solar panels in no time. Get your scouts back up and on the network in a jiffy. It'll all get sorted out once I can hit a market in Kokobi and... Yeah, mate, I don't think you're coming with us. She holds up a hand. Steady there, Christmas. I was just making an introduction. One thing at a time. You raise Alderside yet? Redhead also see Ranga. They have Christmas as slang for ginger? He's a fucking ginger, man. Oh, crikey. No, not yet. That's why I mentioned Kokobi. See, your modulator's shot and you don't have a spare, so it's a good thing we headed up there. Once I get that modulator, everything else is golden and you'll be right as rain. So you're saying there's still no word from Alderside? Yeah, just not physically possible with a modulator shot. I mean, they've always been pretty quiet on the radio anyway. Real out of the way place, you know. Nice people, but they're pretty quiet. I mean, farmers generally keep to themselves. I figured they'd send someone if they get into trouble, so they're probably okay, but... right, talking too much. Sorry. Scouts don't have a working radio then. Till we get this modulator sorted, might as well learn how to use passenger pigeons or reflecting mirrors or something. You know, mirrors are great in the daytime, well, the shiny daytime, but kind of worthless at night and cloudy days. So yeah, we need to get to Kokobi for a new part. See you later, Cole.
Sure thing. Good luck in Alderside.
And then we just need to go find Maddie up in... Wasn't she like... Watchtower or something? Not that one, apparently. You know, it might be worth having a sneaky little explore outside. I don't know if we're looking at like... Okay, there's a definite area edge. So it's not a totally free reigning world map. That is like a major weak point in the fence. It could be very dangerous. Heading out. Is that an edge coming soon? Oh, that's an edge, alright. Okay, got ourselves a sign here. The Outback's a graveyard of relics no one can make head or tails of. Including that. Like, part of a crash test dummy. Ay. Not. We got like dingoes, snakes. Might want to be careful, otherwise we might be finding that combat earlier than we anticipated. And we need to find where Madison or Madeline's hiding. Got it. She gestures to the roof of the hall. Look up there in the crow's nest. That's my sister Mad. She'll be staying behind when the rest of us range out on our jobs later.
Mad, the surveyor's headed to Alderside with Jake and Jonesy.
The woman in the watchtower wears drab brown clothes, loose and comfortable. Her face is hard, her build muscular. She looks like she wrestles kangaroos for fun. She scowls down from a makeshift turret. Who needs a babysitter to visit the farmers? Apparently I do. At least you're honest. Well, don't you worry. Jake and Jonesy will get you there and back safe enough. Most people around here are smart enough not to fuck with them. Seriously though, should be me out there and Jonesy up here, while I'm getting stuck with the bog job. So like the shitty toilet job, yeah. Literally. Probably because no one wants to be spattering some farmer's guts from here to Perth. So, oh, sorry, because no one wants to use... Okay, so she's another kill crazy. Got it. Fuck you, Ella. She says it without rancor. Hey, before you go, new kid, I need you to make sure the perimeter's secure before you all head out. Don't want any unpleasant surprises. Okay, sure, what do you need? Not gonna run your mouth then? We'll get along fine. She chews her lip for a moment, studying the fence and points. I want you to circle round the outside of the fence. Check it for holes. If a dingo can fit through it, call it out and we'll patch it up. No need for you to get your precious hands dirty, you just need your eyes. I'll get the job done. Don't need to take an attitude. She barks out a quick laugh. Ha ha! Attitude? Mate, I'm being friendly. You don't know when I've given you you'll know when I've given you attitude. She raises an eyebrow. Now, don't you have a job to do? She settles back in her chair, her eyes scanning the horizon.
That's all we're gonna get out of her. Come on, let's go.
Let's go walkies. Or even, since it's Australia, walkabout. We should probably survey it from the outside rather than the inside. I'm going this way this time. Because I did see like 1 or 2 gaping holes, so it looks important. I mean, this mesh fence isn't great. Oh, yoy. What was that? Little weird focus. Hold up. She stops and motions to a section of nearby fence. A small pile of dirt is next to a shallow hole. What do you reckon it is? Looks like someone's been trying to dig their way in. Raiders, maybe? Raiders! She can't keep from laughing. Mate, nobody comes looking for shit here. These are fucking dingoes trying to make their way in. Bastards been coming non-stop since Misty let her chokes run around. Chooks? Chicken, apparently. Affectionate nickname given by older Australians. She lets out another short laugh. We'll be sure to let you know if any raiders come by, though. Ella nods her head towards the crow's nest. Anyway, she'd have to get that field in today. Yeah, there might be more than one. Yeah. You notice a piece of corrugated iron board coming loose, like blatantly this one. Hey Ella, look. Oi, check it out. Found something. Hey Ella, look. What? Looks like a loose spot over there. She takes a closer look at where you're pointing. Nice find. Reckon new bolt or 2 is all she needs. His thing's been patched up since... Geez, well, since before, I reckon. Might be there's not even a single piece of the original wall still there. Wall remains, though. I think capital B before is like before the apocalypse. Let's keep moving. Keep moving. Keep searching. I don't know if those 3 choices there, those options, would have given me alignment points or not. Now here, come on mate, look at this. This is terrible. Look at that. Of this, especially. Hey, here's something. Yeah, no kidding. Ella stops to inspect a small hole in the fence. Bloody thing's falling apart. Mad will need to patch this one properly. She shouts over the fence. Oi, Misty, you hear me? Tell Mad she's got a proper patch-up job to do out here, would you? Oh, she's gonna love that. Well, I reckon that's enough to keep Mad off her arse for while we're here anyway. While we're away. Nice work. Oi, Mad, found 3 lovely jobs for you. Should it keep you from falling asleep while we're gone? Mad snarls something unintelligible and turns away again. Yeah, probably also impolite. Well, your eyes work and you can follow instructions. So far, so good. Right, good enough for now. Let's get back to Jake so you can get on the road. So how are we doing for experience? Well, got a good way yet to go to level 2. Interestingly, she's obviously higher level than us. It's just she's keeping the same experience. Once we got up to a certain point, it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's a conceit, a game balance thing. Let's get back inside. Get this show on the road, but I should probably be ending the episode soon before we leave this area. And then throw it up there and see if you guys enjoy watching it.
Heard you having your chin wags with everyone. How you finding Ella? She's rough around the edges, but then we all are. It's why I like to have her squire people around. Anyway, what'd you think of the place?
Mate, she's an Australian. You all are. Close to fresh water in the rainy season. Far enough away to keep from being flooded. Good setup.
Not that there's been a flood in my lifetime, but Grandma did mention wading through water tits deep with a baby camel over her shoulders back when they were first getting set up. She really thought of everything when she designed this place. Anyway, it's about time to head to Alderside, yeah? Should be safe and easy. When we've wrapped up there, we'll meet up with the others up in Kokoby, and then we'll meet up with Mick, Brookton's leader, and follow them back to Brookton. Mick can be a real charmer, or he can be a right bastard. He's a hard man, so it's best not to bullshit him. He's Jonesy's adopted dad, so once you meet him, you'll understand Jonesy better. Anything else you need from Bally before we go?
Oh, I've seen all I need soon, mate. Let's go. Are you sure you're all set? Don't want to wrap anything else up here first? No, I'm ready. Let's head out. Misty won't be happy if you don't give her a hand with those tusks. What tusks? Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, yeah, good point. What, you mean the stuff I asked her to do? Ella just stares at him. He grins. He shrugs. Wasn't this one's job in the first place? I'm sure it'll all get sorted. Okay, now look, I do have some stuff to get back to there. Jonesy, grab your gear, we're rolling out. Same. We're on the way then, she shouts at the other two. Cole, Dreamer, let's get on the road. You know the drill, Ella. Stay safe and don't be stupid. No, it was us. Jake, none of the stupid leaked into my side of the family tree. We're all set. And apparently I'm abandoning something by mistake. Apparently Mick's a bit of an arsehole like that. Or he's just like, job's done, I don't need to report it to anyone. I just done it.
I would be deeply offended if I were smart enough to understand that, I'm sure. But look, keep your skin in one piece, yeah? This goes double for you, Mishti. If you're outside the gate, you don't let your guard down.
She shoots you a quick glance. Got it, Chief. See you later. Now we're travelling to Alderside. Possibly with a little bit of a posse.
Welcome to Alderside, mate.
He nods towards the fencing beyond the trees. You spot a watchtower in the distance. Welcome indeed. Jesus, what happened here?
A thin, ashen-faced man hides behind the tree, clutching a hand over his belly. His shirt is soaking up the blood from a horrific wound. He's gasping for air, but waves his other hand at you, shooing you off.
Man, I don't rate her acting performance too high there. It was a little too forced. So apparently, I think the developers are adding more voiceover and dialogue to the game over time as they get like more funding from the game being, more people buying it. As and when they feel like they're able to. Go back, he gasps. They gone crazy there. Shot me for... He grips his gut. God, it hurts. His hand drops, his eyes close and he licks his lips. So thirsty. He makes no move to seek cover. Instead he cups his mouth with his hands and shouts at the guard post, peeking above the settlement walls.
Oi, older side! It's Jake with the scouts! Don't fucking shoot!
Beside him, Jonesy Unlin with his rifle, frowning. Don't shoot the fucking guy. Best be ready for everything, anything he says. Yeah, I'm going to kneel next to the wounded man and inspect his injury. He's bleeding out fast. The blood is dripping from his shirt into the hungry dust. You're not sure he can be saved. His voice high and shrill. Jake? Thank God you're here. Watch out for that one, he's with the raiders. He laughs weakly, bubbling and wet. I'm not a fucking raider. If I was, wouldn't have come here all alone. Farmers, dumb as a box of hammers. Please, water, just a sip. He looks the man over without pity. Bloke's dying. No point wasting water on a dead man. It'd be kindest to put him out of his misery. How is it kinder to kill him than to try and save him? What if we just let him bleed out? Can't you ask him questions? Mate, I don't think it's time. I'll give him some water. Bandages his wounds. Not sure. He reaches up with a bloody, trembling hand and grasps a canteen and swallows gratefully. My thanks, friend. I'm not sure it's worth wasting the bandage. What a waste. You know what? Now I will bandage his wounds. He wipes away the blood drooling from his mouth. My thanks, friend. I'm not gonna make it. Why would you do that for me? Mate, you might be dying, but there's no reason to let you suffer. You're not so bad. Listen, you and your scout friends, you need to know. I seen groups of men with guns. Not raiders. Looks like a bloody army. Out near Beverly Way. Didn't get close. That's all I know, sorry. I'll stay with him as he dies. His breath coming harder and harder, he starts to twitch and jerk. He coughs a bubble of blood and slumps back to the ground. He's dead. You let that drag on a bit, mate. Why didn't you make it quicker? Well, he was dying either way. Does it really matter if it was fast or slow? He didn't want to die, why should I hurry it along? Didn't want to waste a bullet. We might need it for something important later. Besides, he might have had useful information. He gave us useful information. Thought we might have been able to save him. Let the old deciders make up for having shot him. No, I'll go with this one. Cold, mate. Real cold. He taps his temple. That might keep you alive out here, though. Listen, if I'm ever in that situation, there's no hope for me. Just end it, yeah? Got no taste for a long, bloody goodbye.
That was a bloody mess. But what was that he said about raiders? An army out near Beverly? We should go check that out. When we get comms back up, we'll pass the word along. Make sure everyone's in good shape.
He slaps you on the back. We got a regular interrogator over here. He sighs and looks down at the corpse. Let's get on with this Alderside visit. See what's what here. First thing, let's visit Ames. Bloke's their leader, or at least he was. Most likely he'll be waiting for us straight ahead through the gate. He holds his hands up. Alright, we're coming in.
Don't shoot, you pricks!
Unless you want Matt to pay you a visit, says his mate. We're moving again. Gates Fair. And I think I'm going to end the episode here. Hope you all enjoyed this one. And let me know what you feel about it in the comments section if you want to. Because, hey, it's kind of what it's there for. I'm going to save the game and stop recording. And, what do we call this? Oh! I don't even get to name the save slot. Come on. It's an Australian game. I should call the save slot Walkabout. You know, it just makes sense, right? Alright, I'm going to end this one there. Bye for now, guys, and thank you all for watching. See? A little bit something different this full moon. Not quite what we expected, eh?